What's up, guys? I'm Cooper Abercrombie. I own Bar-A-BBQ here in Montgomery, Texas. And today I'm going to show you how we do Texas style baby back ribs on the RETTEC pellet smoker. Stay tuned. It's almost as good as Chili's. No, this is way better than Chili's. First step, baby backs. Gotta have some baby backs. I went to Kroger down the road, grabbed a couple racks. Let's get them seasoned up. There's not really any trimming with these things. I'm not a baby back expert. This knife sucks. Can't cut shit. All right. There's not really any trimming with baby backs. You just gotta peel the membrane off. I'm gonna take my handy dandy membrane remover, which is called a plastic daisy spoon, and kind of put it underneath that skin in between the bones and kind of peel until I get my fingers in there. So I have super big fat fingers, so this is relatively easy for me. Don't be a bitch, take the membrane off. Membrane is off. Why do we take the membrane off on baby backs and not spare ribs? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a baby back expert, but for whatever reason, and I think maybe it's a shorter cook, has some of it to do. Our spares, we cook them a little bit lower and slower. They might be on there for 6 or 7 hours. So that membrane really gets a chance to like really cook and really kind of go away. I think because these are like a 3 to 4.5 hour cook, that membrane being left on can be a little bit chewy at times, unless you were to finish at, you know, a little bit higher heat that last hour or two. But I don't think that baby backs are the best kind of hot and fast protein. I think you need to take them a little bit lower, a little bit slower in my opinion, and try and slowly push them along to not dry them out. Because that's my only complaint over the years of baby backs, is they just tend to be a little bit drier at times than spares or anything else. So membrane's off, let's season them up. All right, so like I said, we're doing Texas style baby backs. So Texas style is pepper and salt or seasoned salt. Same thing, doesn't matter. It's pepper and it's salt. We're gonna season the back side first, the non-presentation side. So with your seasoning, we like to go pepper and then your salt or whatever else you wanna put on it after the pepper. Pepper is a little bit bigger granule size. It's going to attract smoke, which will help with the color of the final product. We're gonna season these pepper first, back side first, non-presentation side. We're gonna go nice and high and even, nice pace across so we get a nice spray pattern and we're nice and uniform from end to end. I'm gonna do about 2 passes of pepper, probably about 2 to 3 on the back side. I think 2 will be enough. Oh, that's good. All right, we're gonna pick it up. Make sure we don't get any smearing on the rub. All right, presentation side. Take your time here. Really make sure you're nice and uniform end to end. I do think that it speaks volumes when you can have a consistent bite from the end bone, middle bone, and the other end bone. When you go places as far as salt level and pepper and color, you know, that just means that that chef or that cook or whoever is taking really, really good care and time to make sure that every customer or family or friend member that's there eating is getting the same experience throughout the entire evening. So we got our pepper on, a couple passes of the seasoned salt. I'm gonna go about 3 on this front because I like a nice kind of tangy, salty bite with my ribs. Gonna pair really well with our rib glaze. Has a kind of a sweet, tangy note to it as well. Really balanced. Cool. I'm gonna pat it in slowly, making sure I'm not patting and smearing. I'm just kind of straight up and down, letting all that salt kind of get in there and activate. I'm gonna let these sit on the countertop just like this for about 20 to 30 minutes. I want these kind of start to get a little wet sheen, kind of shine to them. That will tell me the salt has activated in that protein so that it's not going to lift off or flake off later in the cook. If you're ever having issues with flaking of your seasoning during your cooking process, there's a couple things it could be, but a majority of the time, it's because the salt did not get to adhere and kind of activate to the protein. So Take your time, let that salt sit in there, really penetrate, even before you're gonna put it in the fridge. If you put this straight into a dry, cold area, that salt's gonna stop trying to activate. So let this sweat out first, then you can store it if you're gonna cook these later on in the day. We're gonna put these on right away, so we're gonna let them sit out just a little bit and then we'll put them on. All right, guys, so today we are very fortunate to use the RETTECH pellet smoker. One of our pit hands here, Keegan, let us use his from his personal house. I will say, this thing is very pricey for a pellet smoker as far as pellet smokers go, but I fully understand why now. After cooking on this thing, it's awesome. It's built like a tank. It's got like gas-assisted doors when you open this thing up. It's freaking incredible. RETTECH, if you wanted to send a couple down here, like we'd certainly play with them. Just, you know, whatever. Hit me up. My phone number's everywhere. We've got this thing cranked up to 200 right now, which is a little bit smoky for a pellet grill. My game plan here is to put like an hour to an hour and a half of like a good steady smoke on there. Get some nice color. We're gonna bump it up to 225 for, I don't know, an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then 250, maybe 275, not sure yet. We'll see how kind of the color's going, how the cook's going at that point, but this should be roughly about a 4.5 hour cook in total. As great as this is, guys, I can tell you this. I started with a $600 Traeger pellet smoker from Ace Hardware 7-8 years ago. So you do not have to go spend several $1,000s on the most expensive piece of equipment. Find one that's within your budget. I think they all perform, I don't say they all perform the same. This is like the Cadillac, to my knowledge of what I've cooked on as far as pellet smokers go. Just with how heavy it is, how well built everything is on it, this thing is absolutely, if not the best, one of the best out there. If you can afford it, buy the best. It's just the flat out truth is, guys, the better the equipment, the easier the process, the easier your entire life gets. And that's not just barbecue, that's everywhere. If you got the right tool, the job is always that much easier. These baby backs are finally glistening. They got a nice wet sheen to them. My salt's activated. They're nice and even. I've got my smoker at 200 right now. Let's go ahead and get these bad boys on. I'm gonna cook on this net straight, you know, above. It doesn't really matter though. I cooked some ribs on it yesterday on the bottom rack. Cooked some up top. They all came out the exact same time, same temp. It was fantastic. Again, guys, with any protein you cook, you've got to make sure that it is set on that pit exactly how you want it to look when it's done. And what I mean by that is that if you were to take that rack and kind of move it around and make it all wonky looking on the pit and not be straight, and, you know, two nice lines, it's gonna look really weird. It's not gonna cook even, it's gonna cook really poorly. Make sure you're using every fail-safe you can to get a great product when you're done. So put them on there, bunch them together a little bit, kind of raise that meat up in between the bones, and make sure they're nice and symmetrical from top to bottom. I'm gonna give you a nice, even, easy cook. All right, we are like 2.5 hours in. I'm not gonna open it up though. And here's why. I don't want to prolong this cook anymore. I promise you guys, we're gonna have the entire cook as far as our times and temps in the description. I'm gonna go over it as well with you guys. You can pause it, write it down, record it, whatever you wanna do. Baby backs and ribs in general are the only protein at Bar-A that I really try and not check on. The reason is you only have so much time in that smoker with the smoke and the heat and the moisture to get the color you want on there. If we're constantly opening the doors, we're messing with the color and the finish of that product. So with ribs, really work on your fire if you're in a stick burner. Just trust your fire, trust your temps, trust your smokestack. With a pellet smoker, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You set your times, you set your temps, you play with it. Just trust the process, let them cook. You will see these when they're done. If we keep this door closed, we're gonna have a much better product that cooks much more efficiently, and it's just better overall. Just trust me, keep the door shut, do its thing. We're gonna check on it when I've already set an alarm for like 4 hours. I will check one time at the 4-hour mark. If they are done, great. If they're 5 degrees behind, They'll be done in 20 minutes. You just gotta trust me on this one and do what it's supposed to do. All right, guys, so these baby backs are finally ready to pull off. I'm gonna show you guys once again where we're gonna temp them, how, like the temperature I'm shooting for, where I wanna check at, just like we do at the restaurant. We're gonna pull them off, hit them with our rib glaze, wrap them, let them rest, and we'll cut them to them in just a little bit. These things are looking beautiful. I've got my Thermopin. Hey, Thermopin, sponsor me too, Thermopin. Thermopin, we use y'all, like, I should own stock in y'all's company at this point in time. All right, so when I'm checking, I wanna find the two middle bones, and I'm trying to shoot for like right in between those two bones. I'm looking for low 190s, 195 kind of max for me, or 192, we're perfect. Let's get them pulled off and wrapped up. All right, we just pulled these off the rec tech. They're sitting around 192, 193, dead middle between those bones. All right, we're gonna get these glazed up with our rib glaze. The recipe is in the description down below. And I don't wanna hear it in the comments, guys. It's $4 for the recipe. This took me over a year and a half to get to where I wanted to. Go buy barbecue sauce at the store. It's 15, 16, 17 bucks for a 16-ounce jar. I'm charging you $4 for something that took me years to make. And you can now make it every single day and keep it in your house with very cheap, very simple ingredients. So you're supporting a local business, we appreciate it. Let's glaze it up. A nice, healthy dose of that rib glaze. On the top, flip her over, a little bit on the back. We're gonna rest these meat side down in the glaze. We're gonna wrap it. I do have 2 pieces of heavy duty foil. Make sure I crimple all my edges, top and bottom, so it's nice and tight. All right. Like I said, these were about low 192, 191. These will probably sit out for, I don't know, 45 minutes maybe till they hit about 150-ish. You never want to cut anything too hot. You know, you'll see videos all the time, people cutting into steak or brisket or whatever, and it's just like juices going everywhere. They are cut into that thing at like 200 degrees. It's gonna instantly dry, instantly oxidize. You're gonna hate the mouthfeel of that product. So let it sit out, let it slowly come down. You just put this protein through hell in that smoker, all right? It's been doing this forever, momentum. It needs to stall that momentum, stop it, and start coming back down to rest. All those juices can kind of relax, go back into the proteins, and then you're ready to cut into it. All right, guys, these have finally rested down to about 150 now. I just temped them. Let's get them unwrapped, show you that finished product, and get these cut into. All right, so I'm gonna be honest. The worst part of YouTube is that you get to pull these beautiful meats out, and then you gotta take 30 minutes of photos while you're massively hungry. So I am very ready to cut into these. Let's dig into them. I'm gonna cut right down the center there. Get a nice center cut baby back. And let's look at that. Nice and juicy. I'm part of Team Squeeze Your Meat, so definitely squeeze it after you pull it. I'm gonna get some of this rib glaze, which again, link for the recipe is in the description down below. Definitely check it out. It's almost as good as Chili's, the baby backs. No, this is way better than Chili's. Sorry, Chili's, but screw it. The thing I love is you still get the nice smoky flavor even on the pellet grill. Guys, this was a 4.5 hour total cook on these ribs. I think I drank like 4 Miller Lights, so it's about a 4 beer cook. So pellet smokers, I don't know why people trash them so bad. I think they're freaking awesome. They allow you to get great food at a family-friendly leisure where you don't have to spend all day babying a fire. You can hang out, watch the game, actually enjoy the time with the people you want to be around. These were great. I really hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, comments, future videos you want to see, please make sure you leave it down below. We read all those comments. We try and get back to everything we can, but they do help us a ton. So if there's something you really want to see, let us know. Or if there's someone you really want us to work with, tag them down below. Let's see if we can't find some other chefs or pitmasters to work with in the future. Also, we need a new cutting board. If you know someone that can make some really cool cutting boards and can possibly put some Bar-A branding or name on the outer edge, will look a little bit better for future videos, please shoot me a message on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. We will see it. We'll reach out to them and see if we can't get a new board for you guys to look at. Definitely check out all of our older videos, guys. We have a ton of great content up, specifically, you know, most recent, how to cook a brisket on an offset, Texas style. Also, how to do a Texas style brisket on a pellet grill. Make sure you subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with your family. It helps us tremendously. Thank you all, and God bless.